Hi, it's Money44 here, and today I invite you to the review of the uniform in the MAPA camouflage. A set of uniforms in the MAPA camouflage was provided for testing by Maskpool, for which I'm very grateful. About the MAPA camouflage, the first information appeared probably in 2017, when it was presented at the MSPO fair by the Polish company Maskpool. Since then we were waiting for confirmation whether the armed forces of the Republic of Poland would adopt this pattern instead of the currently used WSD 2010. Unfortunately, it did not happen, but the MAPA did not disappear and it entered the civilian market. The subject of today's review will be uniform in the MAPA B camouflage, that is in darker colors. With time also MAPA A in lighter colors and even a winter version will be available. The MAPA camouflage has been designed in such a way as to make it difficult to recognize the objects covered with it by giving the effect of 3 dimensions. The colors are matched in such a way that the camouflage works in the right terrain, which in fact will not be universal as other camouflages patterns try to be. But that's about the theory. Let's move on to the practice. In today's review I will show you the currently available camouflage uniforms that I have. We will see how it works in Polish forests and we will compare it with Pencott Green Zone that I have been using for a very long time. At the end I will tell you what I think about it and how it performs in the battle. We will not be doing unboxing this time, so let's see what the uniform looks like. The uniform is made of ripstop material, which consists in equal proportions of cotton and polyester. In the case of combat shirt, the middle part is made of polyester with a mixture of lycra. I myself am 175 cm tall and the whole set is in the size M/L. That is the long version with longer legs and sleeves. First let's look at the CP01 pants. Pants are fastened with velcro and have a zipper. At the back we find an elastic part of the belt. In the belt loops we can easily fit a belt with a width up to 60 mm. On the knees we find a prepared place for protective inserts. Pants have 2 big pockets in the standard place. Their edge is additionally reinforced to carry, for example, a knife. On the sides of the legs you will find very big pockets located slightly above the knees. On the right leg you will also find one smaller pocket. On the back 2 more pockets closed with velcro, also quite big. The legs themselves are finished with velcro adjustment. I have no problem tightening them on my shoes. The next element is a combat shirt, the CS01. It has a central part made of polyester with a mixture of lycra and sleeves with shoulders and collar in camouflage. The collar itself has a zipper and if we really want to, we can fold it, although I don't know why anyone would want to do it. On the sleeves there is a place for patches in the shape of the Maskpool logo and a spacious pocket with a zipper. In the right pocket you will find a small Easter egg in the form of a tag with a printed Morse code. On the sleeves you will find a prepared place for protective inserts on the elbows. And the sleeves themselves are finished with velcro adjustable cuffs. We also have a choice of the combat jacket, CJ01. This one is made entirely of the ripstop material. It has a 2-way zipper hidden under the flap, along the entire length and a tab that opens on the back, thanks to which it does not restrict our movements. In addition to the 2 pockets on the sleeves, which we know from CS01, here we also find 2 additional ones on the chest. There is also a name pad and an additional pocket under the flap hiding the zipper. The sleeves of course have the room for the elbow pad and adjustable cuffs. When it comes to the head protection, I have the BH01 cap in my possession. This one has a velcro on the front, a button on the top not liked by someone and a plastic adjustment. Here I will add that with time there will be also a version without the button and with the velcro adjustment. The second cap I have is a Polish Rogatywka HCM01. This one has a velcro space on the front and an elastic band instead of adjustment. This is how the individual elements that I have at the moment look like. Now we will go to the test, and the first test we will be doing is the test of your perception. In each of the shots that you will see in a moment, I'm away from the camera by a few to several meters, and in each of them I'm in such a position that I have a clear shot at the camera and I'm aiming at it. In a game you wouldn't have much time to see me in such situations before I shoot, and there I give you 3 seconds for each shot. It's a test of the camouflage, your perception and my hiding skills, so please do not cheat and do not stop the material to see. Let's start! Let me know in the comments how many times did you manage to find me. Now we will move to the comparative test, and as I mentioned, we will compare the MAPA camouflage with Pencode Green Zone, with which my friend Borek helped. I often heard that the MAPA merged into one dark spot from a distance. I wanted to test it and compare it with the Pencode Green Zone that I use a lot. I'm not an expert on camouflages anyway, but I tried to test the uniforms in various conditions of vegetation and lighting. In this test, I wanted to show how camouflages perform in a light green coat. We did this test from a great distance, in the shade, and in the middle of the test we also changed places to see how the camouflages deal with sparse and denser vegetation. In this test, I wanted to see how the camouflages will work at different distances behind the sparse vegetation. Pencode first. And now the MAPA. Here behind a denser vegetation, also first Pencode, and now MAPA. In this test, I wanted to see how the camouflages will cope with strong light and shade. First, the Pencode. And now the MAPA. Unfortunately, the conditions have changed a bit, and in the case of the MAPA test, the image is a bit burned out. I was also curious how the camouflages look like on the undergrowth. First Pancot, and now the MAPA. Finally, a few photos of the uniforms against the background of the forest. We also added XXI to the comparison. You have seen how it looks like. In my opinion, it's not as bad as some people say that the MAPA is a huge dark spot. It's a fact that the camouflage is darker and there were moments when you could see me. But I would rather blame it on the fact that in these conditions I did not try to hide and was counting on the camouflage itself. Under the same conditions, Boric in green zone was also visible. No camouflage will make you invisible in all conditions, you should know how to hide and the camouflage is only to help you with it. This is how the MAPA works in test, and how is it in real use. I've had it on few games and I can say it's really good. Not once did someone say that they saw me because of the camouflage, but on the contrary. While playing at SG Kraków Arena, I had two situations in which the MAPA worked as it should. The first one was when the opponent knew where I was and shot at the cover behind which I was hiding. And yet, when I crawled up its right side, he did not notice me, which gave me a chance to shoot. The second moment was when, while hiding behind the cover for a long time, I could shoot the incoming opponents between it and the tree. Only after some time I was noticed because of my replica which had a tan front, which I was informed by one of the players.
Opruje do mnie. Wcelowali się we mnie, wiedzą gdzie jestem w końcu.
In addition, the MAPA worked great as a uniform under the Viper hood from Sniper Guild systems. That day I heard several times that someone did not see me at all, and I think that I can attribute it to such combination. These are my conclusions when it comes to the effect of the camouflage itself. And how it's the comfort of the wearing the uniform? Well, the material from which the uniform elements are made is very light, breathable and very soft and pleasant to touch, which is why I use this set a lot recently, because it's simply comfortable. The only material element which I have a problem is the polyester part on the chest in the combat shirt. So when after an intense game I am very sweaty, taking the combat shirt off is almost impossible, because it sticks to the body terribly, and more than once I needed the help of a third person to take off the CS01. Besides, I joined the opinion about the button on the regulation in the BH01 cap, but as I mentioned, Mascopol plans to release the cap without these features, so let's say it's okay. If you're interested in how the fabric behaves after washing, then in the shots in which I was in the uniform combat jacket and pants, you can look for a difference in shade between them, and I wish you luck. I have washed the pants several times, and the jacket, due to the fact that it's still warm, I have worn only for the review and hasn't been washed yet. Personally, I'm also waiting for brighter camo in variant A and other parts in the gear in these camouflage patterns. That will be all for today. Let me know what do you think about today's review and the MAPA camouflage itself. And if you use it, how does it work for you? And for now, thanks for watching and see you next time.